Hello and welcome back. Professor Duckett here with another tutorial on just creating and kind of customizing a your YouTube channel art. So if you're interested in kind of just playing around and learning about stacking colors and playing around with some of the fun features that Photoshop has to offer, specifically this mosaic um, filter here, we are going to go through that today. So the first thing you can do, again, just go to File, Open, and find this document, just YouTube channel art guide. You can Google search it, or I can kind of leave a link in the description where you can find it. So once you have that opened in Photoshop, you can go ahead and grab your maybe rectangle tool, and let's just start layering on some colors here. So you have your color. Let's go pink maybe. And so the reason why we want to use, go ahead and place that using the move tool. And the reason why you want to have the YouTube channel art guide on there is just so you can kind of be mindful of that text and logo safe area, which can be seen on every device and most importantly, mobile devices. So you want to be designing and making sure that's kind of your key area there. So what I like to do is just add, once that's there, then add a new layer. So you can go down here to the lower right-hand corner where it says create a new layer, that plus sign right next to the garbage can. Do that and then create another shape, another rectangle that just kind of focuses you in on the center of that. And you can just find whatever colors speak to you. Pink. I like pinks and purples, so I always kind of tend to stick to those, any variation of the two. So there we go, move tool to place that. And I'm changing the opacity, you can see here. Changing the opacity just so I can see it. You can go back and adjust that and fill that color back in once you're happy with your design base. So now we have kind of two layers stacked here. We've adjusted opacity just so we can see the safe area guide. So now we can go ahead and start adding on some different elements and playing with some different effects. So the next thing I'd like to do, just go again to add another layer here, right at the bottom. What's the shortcut for new layer? You can also go here at the top. So you can see that little shortcut there. So you can go to the layer there, but I like using the one at the bottom. Click the gradient tool and now just go ahead and once you have it clicked, so the gradient tool is right over here. It's right on top of the type tool. So just go ahead and click that gradient and hold down your mouse from one corner to the next. You can also play around with the linear gradient. Just kind of have the just differences in how the colors disperse. This one here, you can play with that option in the gradients. And then you can also just adjust the colors that you want to work with. See how that looks. Okay, that has a nice pop to it. We'll go here, try that. And this is really just an exercise too to just get you playing with the different tools. If you're new to Photoshop, it can be very intimidating at first and very discouraging. But an exercise like this kind of gets you in and just going through and playing with the different colors and start to feel how the different colors make you feel. Are you getting the look and feel that you are going for? So, and once you do, you kind of stop. And so this color combination right here really speaks to me. I want to play around with this a little bit more. So then I'm going to go down to the right where the layers are and do some blending options with my gradient layer still checked. So you can see as you go through the different blending options, they give you different looks and feels that you can play around with. I'm going to stick to normal, and then I'm just going to go back and shade in my fill colors. 100. Change that opacity, and then the rectangle, also change it there, just so I can see what the blending options truly look like. Let's see. Make sure you're on the right layer when you add them. All right, so that was kind of interesting. That's kind of cool. I don't know about that. I kind of want to look through and just see what I have. So you're mixing colors, you're using the layers to go through the tool and just kind of see what you can come up with. And sometimes it's not always knowing about what's next and being able to have that expectation. Sometimes there's really a lot of joy in the discovery. Like, I didn't know I could do this. I'm going to play around with this. I don't know how this is going to turn out, but I'm going to explore and just have some fun with it. So now I have this option selected. I'm using the darker color blending tool, and it's blending all of the colors together, and I'm playing with the layer that's at the very top. So if I wanted to, I could click those eyeballs and just uncheck all of those different layers just to see what progress I'm making. Maybe I want to make some changes on this bar area. Maybe I want to highlight this and change the color to be something else, to pop a little bit more. So yeah, you can just play around with this. Again, you're just kind of using this as an exercise to discover the tool and have some fun with it. So I'm going to stop there. Now I'm going to go up. Actually, I'm going to hit move just to kind of clear everything out. And then I am going to highlight my top layer, the gradient layer. And now I'm going to go to, let's go to filter, because there's some other things that we can do here. So here you have stylize, so you can play around with this cool kind of fun tiles effect. And let's see if I uncheck all of those. Okay, that didn't really give me the effect I was looking for. Let's keep going. I'm gonna actually undo that. And not undo layer visibility, undo. I'm going to undo tiles. Let's see. All right, so changing the tiles to the foreground color. Let's see, stylize tiles, moving it to the foreground. Gave it just a different look and feel. So maybe you want to stop there. Maybe you want to try that for your background, but if not, you can kind of see, cancel. Just kind of back out of that. So I'm just hitting undo, undo, or Command Z, Command Z, Command Z to get me out of that and to back everything out. Now, you can also look at Solarize. It's another one. Command Z. Oil paint. Let's see how that looks. Not really enjoying that. Guess I could have played with the intensity a little bit more, maybe sharpen. Didn't really do anything there, or if it did, it was pretty slight. Okay, so I think for stylize, let's see. I think for stylize, we've done everything we can do there. So now let's go to the filter gallery. So the filter gallery, we can play with a lot of different filters and lay on top. So there's color pencil, there's dry brush, all of these different ones that you can play with. So just kind of scroll through each of them. And again, just find the look and feel that you're trying to go for with whatever project that you're working on or creating. So I really like kind of the stained glass. So you could play with that. And then if you do select the stained glass, over here you can move the slider to make the cell size larger, or you can make it really tiny. So you just kind of play around with that. And then the border of each, you can enhance that, give it a really kind of thick stroke feel to it. You can adjust the light intensity. So maybe you want to play with that. And then you can also use the eyeball here next to stained glass just to see the changes that you made and if you want to move forward with them. So I could cancel that out. Oh, filter gallery. Let's go back. We could look at patchwork, and again, the same thing. Just use the slider to increase the cell size, mosaic tiles. I think I'm going to stick with stained glass and go with about 20 cell size. Click OK there. And so that kind of changes the look and feel of your base. So I might select another layer, and I might give this another gradient, change that transparency, change the transparency on the middle bar, or you could remove it all together. So that middle kind of bar that you had in there, you just highlight that layer, maybe make it 50%, maybe make it 30%. Let's see. Make it 35 so I can kind of see it, but it's not dominating. Okay. Oh, what did it say? Okay, 50%. Okay. All right. So again, this is just an idea that gets you in here kind of playing with color. I can keep going, maybe if I wanted to go on this layer and play around with effects on top of the mosaic so we could see what those might look like. Let's actually use this. Instead of the blending options for the effects, just go here to create the blending mode just on that layer. So you could slide down here and just kind of play around with the intensity. Kind of the darker color mode gives us our more kind of geometric shape pop. Kind of really like that actually. Bringing in more light with a luminosity, blending mode, adding more color, saturation, hue. So just go through and find the one that really matches the look and feel that you're trying to accomplish. If you're into the mosaic look, you might not be, but these steps you can use. You could have just done this without putting mosaic. You could have used a different filter. So I'm going to do the dark color mode here. And yeah, so that is just a one idea of color combinations. I've done this a couple of times. So here's another one. We're just kind of stuck with a more, I really like this one. It reminds me of a mermaid. And then this one kind of has a more kind of smeared paint look. I combined the oil paint filter with the Mosaic in this one. So have fun with this, explore different options, and then you could take something like this and then export it out, pull it into Canva, and finish working on crafting your YouTube channel art. In fact, I might even just do another video showing you kind of exporting this out and then pulling it in Canva so you can see how to really combine the power of Photoshop and Canva to accomplish your creative goals. All right, this was a longer video, but I hope you enjoyed it. And I hope that you are courageous in your creativity in exploring Photoshop and exploring all of the tools at your disposal. So have fun, happy Photoshopping, and I'll see you in the next video.